If you're running solar ads and not getting results, it's not the ads fault, all right? Because many companies and many solar consultants are running ads on the same platform and getting success. So if you do the same, if you run ads on the same platform and you don't get results, you should not blame it on the platform, all right? Most solar consultants and solar companies spend a lot of money on marketing, advertising, and they don't get good leads, they don't get appointments, they just blow a lot of money and not get any results. All right. So in this video, I'm going to show you how you need to structure your ads and what you need to avoid if you want to get the most out of every dollar you spend on ads. Right. If you want to put in $1 and get $2 back, this video is for you. All right. I'm going to show you how we structure our ads to get success. All right. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Nazir. I've been in the solar space for the past 5 years now, and I spend majority of my time in marketing and building systems that help my sales reps and other sales reps to generate leads and book appointments. All right. So let's get into it. Running solar ads and not getting leads, it's always not the ad's fault. All right. It basically comes down to your system. All right. What type of system do you have? What happens if a new lead comes in? All right. It's not always about the leads, the ads. It's not always about the ads. It has nothing, most of the time, it has nothing to do with the ads. Maybe you get the ads part right, but your system is not supporting your advertising. All right. So this is something a lot of solar consultants and companies misunderstand, right? It's not always about what type of ads you run, it's about your system. What happens when the new lead comes in? All right, I understand some of you guys spend money on ads and not get good leads. That's out of the point, but majority of you, maybe you get the ads part right, but the systems part, you don't get it right? And if you don't get the systems part right, it doesn't matter how much money you spend, right? You're gonna always lose money on advertising. All right. So some of the things you need to understand whenever you want to run ads in order to get this part right. If you want to get the ads part right, I'm gonna mix this up. In order to get the ads part right, you need to have a good creative, you need to have good targeting, because people just target randomly and not get good results, right? I have a lot of people join the Solar Leads Mastery Program, solar consultants specifically, who have been running ads and not getting results. So they join the program and we see what they've been doing in the past, right? That's why I know a lot of the mistakes some of you guys are making, because I speak to solar consultants that are we're in your shoes. All right, now they don't have the same problem again, because we are helping them solve the problem, right? So some of the problem they used to have, and I'm very sure you have exactly the same thing, is they don't have good creative. They do wrong targeting. They don't target the right people, and thirdly, they don't pre-qualify the leads before they come in, so they keep getting garbage leads, right? And number four is they do not automate the system. All right, and most importantly, they don't have a good system for this leading system that is going to help them book this appointment, right? So let me just quickly write this down for you guys. I hope I remember what I said. So we have creative, right? We have creative, targeting, pre-qualifying the leads, pre-qualifying the leads. This is very important. Automated follow up, and a good system, right? So this is what used to keep a lot of you guys that are running your own ads. You haven't figured all of this out, right? So when it comes to good creative, you don't just want to post an ad that says come go solar and save $2 a month. No one wants to listen to that, right? It's a lot of noise on the internet. So if you put up very basic generic ads, no one is going to convert. Now we've launched thousands of ads over the years. I've been doing this for the past 5 years now, so we've launched thousands of ads. We launch new ads every day. We come up with new creative. I record some ads myself. If you want to see them, just let me know and I'll share some of them with you. So the creative is very important, right? Because the creative is what's going to help you get attention, right? The creative is going to get attention. If your creative doesn't get attention, then you really won't get any lead, because your ads isn't grabbing much attention, right? So it's not just about grabbing attention, it's about grabbing the right attention. What type of attention is your ads getting, right? Is it getting the right attention? Is your ads being shown to homeowners? Is your ads being shown to renters? Is it being shown to mobile homeowners? This is where the whole thing happens, right? What does your creative look like what type of image are you using, what words are you using in your ads to make sure you talk to the homeowners or your audience in a very effective way that you can communicate with whatever pain they have, right? And the second thing is the targeting. Who are you targeting, right? Who are you targeting your ads? If you have this part right, the next part is the targeting. Who are you targeting, right? Are you showing your ads to the right people? It's very important. Pre-qualifying the leads. This is very important because I see even companies with experience make this mistake, right? Pre-qualifying your leads simply means you are not going to deal with the garbage leads, right? So if you're running ads, if we're running ads, we only want to get homeowners leads. We don't want to get renters. We don't want to get mobile homeowners. We only want to get homeowners, right? So our lead form, our funnel disqualifies whoever doesn't meet our, requirements, right? So if you're not a homeowner, you can't fill out our form. If you don't have a single family home, you cannot fill out our form, right? So we put all that in the pre-qualifying stage. We make sure we get the type of leads that we want to get, right? Automated follow-up. This is where, things get kind of messed up, right? Because some solar consultants, they get this part right, this part, they get this part right, but this part is why they are not getting enough appointments, right? Because they get leads coming in, they have their targeting figured out, they pre-qualify their leads. But what happens when the lead comes in, right? And this is very important because I always tell this, even to the Solar Leads Mastery Program members, I always tell them the most important thing after getting the lead is reaching out to the leads fast, right? Because if you get a new lead and you don't reach out to them fast, you better believe someone like me and my team are going to reach out to this lead, right? And one thing you need to understand is that if you put up an ad, right? If you put up an ad, I hope you can see this. Let me just clean this. If you put up an ad online, right? And the homeowner clicks on your ad, they click on your ad, right? Click. The moment they do that, they're gonna start seeing more ads, right? They're gonna start seeing more ads about whatever they just clicked on. So if it's about solar, which is basically what we're talking about here, they will start seeing more ads about solar, right? So the best thing you can do is whenever you get a new lead, when a new lead comes in, they fill out the form, they give you their contact details, you want to reach out to them as fast as possible, right? Because if you don't, just like I said, someone like me and my team who's hungry are going to reach out to this lead, right? But the best part about this is that you don't have to reach out to them manually, right? You can automate the system so you can follow up with this lead, so you can reach out to the lead whenever they come in, right? You don't have to do it manually, but if you do not have any option, if you don't have CRM automated system, then you just have to reach out to these leads as soon as they come in, right? Let me bust your bubble. Whenever a new lead comes in, within the first 5 seconds, we're gonna reach out to them in 5 different platforms, right? So this is how we set up our system, and we also teach this in the Solar Leads Mastery Program. So doing that help us to make sure we never miss out on our leads, right? So if a new lead comes in within the first 5 to 10 seconds, we're gonna reach out to them in 5 different platforms, and we set up our ad in a way where it gets all their contact details. So we're gonna reach out to them in 5 different platforms, right? So, and we don't have to do it manually, we automate the whole system, right? So we never miss out on our lead, we hardly do. All right. So yeah, automating the follow-up is very important, because if you do not automate the follow-up, you're just gonna miss out, right? It's like just burning your money, because you're gonna get the leads, you don't reach out to the lead, someone else is gonna reach out to the leads, and they will take your leads. And the last part here is a good system. All right. So a good system is going to, do the follow-up for you. A good system is basically having a CRM that does the heavy lifting for you. So all you have to do is to focus on taking those appointments, focus on, showing up on Zoom or going to their house, regardless, right? Whatever method you want to sell. Having a good system means you set up everything from setting the appointments, right? Because you can have AI agents now. We have a lot of them that call our leads and set appointments. So we don't even have to do anything manually until we want to sell, right? This is exactly what my solar sales reps are doing. The solar consultants in the Solar Leads Mastery Program are doing exactly the same thing as well. They don't have to worry about reaching out to these leads, right? The whole system, we've built a system and we give them access to it, right? So whatever we're using to get success is exactly what we give them access to, right? So we don't just teach them how to run ads and get leads. We give them access to our tools and our resources that's going to help them nurture their leads and basically do the heavy lifting for them, right? So they can just keep taking appointments and closing deals, right? So these are some of the things you need to pay attention to. I clean something top at the top, which is creative, right? All right, so figure out the creative you want to use. Make sure your ads are talking to the right people. Your targeting, make sure you target the right people that you're going to show your ads to. Pre-qualifying the leads simply means just, making sure you only reach out to the leads that, are qualified. Whoever is not qualified, you want to just get rid of them before they even submit the form, right? Automate the follow-up, reach out to the lead as soon as they come in, or you can also call these speed to leads. All right, speed to leads, a good system to follow up with the leads so you can focus on just taking appointments, right? A good system is going to do the heavy lifting for you. All right, so if you're running ads and not getting the type of result that you want to make sure you pay attention to some of the things I said, because I can guarantee you that this is where your problem is coming from, right? From one of these things, because we've had over 60 solar consultants in our program, and majority of them came to join our program because they are already running ads and not getting results. So they decided to, come join our program where we show them how things work. All right. So if your ads aren't getting results, one of these is where you are having problem, or maybe even all of them. Right? Maybe you don't have a good creative. Maybe your targeting is weak. Maybe you don't pre-qualify the leads when they come in. Maybe your automated follow-up system is not even active, so you keep missing out on leads. And maybe you don't have a good system that is going to handle these leads for you, right? So if you're running ads right now for yourself, for your company, for your team, and you are not getting good leads, good results, booking appointments, just carefully look at this and pick where the problem is coming from, right? Because it can't be any worse than this. This is, where majority of the problem comes from. So if you have any questions, just let me know. I hope you got some value out of this video. And if you have any questions, just reach out to me in the comments. If you want to learn more about the Solar Leads Mastery Program, you can send me a direct message on Instagram, or maybe click any of the link below to book a call with anyone in the team. All right. So if you have any questions, just drop it down below. See you in my next video.